Listen to the vibes.
Welcome, everyone, to another episode of Listen to the Vibes. I'm very happy to welcome John Kimball here. He is a fitness trainer. And before you turn this off, I promise you there's more to this story than just that. So let's kick this off right, man. Tell us a little bit more about you.
Yeah, man, of course. Yeah, fitness trainer, right? I was born in Simsport, Louisiana. I was always born in like a Christian-based home. Like I say, I just got influenced by the wrong things. I started going down a life of crime, drugs, depression, suicide, and all this stuff. And I'm a fitness trainer and a life coach because I just preach what worked for me. I preach what saved my life. So all these different tools and tricks that I use to really create and construct the person that I am now, I teach it to others through my program to save their life, just as it did mine. Freeing them from vices and addictions, just as I was plagued with.
How much can you go into details about what's happened in your life? Because, you turned your life around. And if you're like me, man, I did everything under the sun. Now, granted, I only got arrested twice and kind of got my way out of it, but I got into a life of alcohol and drugs and um, debauchery. I'll just put it that
Yeah.
way.
Yeah, it happens. We self-sabotage a lot of times, and we really allow comfort to comfort us. And really, the thing is we need compression. So, I'll go deep into it. And that's just what the thing was. It was just a lack of compression. I had way too much compassion. I was influenced so much by the people around me. It was like drug dealers and stuff like that. So that's what I started getting into. And what I had gotten arrested for was like possession of a deadly weapon, possession of illegal drugs, fleeing from police, breaking, entering, and possession of stolen goods, all that stuff. Really was just like robbing houses at the time because we wanted money for drugs. And that night we needed money for it. So I went ahead and did that. And it was just hooked on that external solution for an internal problem that always was plaguing me. And that's the thing. All of the solution to our problems exists within us. It existed within me. I was seeking something from the external world to solve it, which was not ideal to do. So the moment that I actually switched that around and became the source of what I most wanted to be and gave to others, that's what changed my life. I went down, ultimately that life of crime led me down 2 suicide attempts. Like I tried to dislocate my throat from my neck twice, and that led me into being in the psych ward and all this stuff. And even they wanted to give me pills, therapists, and stuff like that, send me to rehab. And I said, no, I don't need any of that. So ultimately, of course, that didn't help at first. I got out, I got hooked on everything because I refused to get help. But I woke up off of a hangover one day, right off of a couch, and I was just coming off of a bad hangover from pills, alcohol, weed, all this stuff. And I was like, oh shit, no, dude, I need to change something about this. I was being such a selfish individual. So I read in the mirror and I looked myself in the mirror and I really took accountable. And I just called myself out on everything I was doing wrong. I was really truthful to myself. I was like, no, you're fucking up. This is habits. These habits are not aligned to the person we want to be. This is not aligned to the man we want to become for our future wife and kids. It's not the husband we want to be, and it's not the dad we want to become. So right after that, like I always preach, I ran like 5 miles. I really got my heart elevated, which led me into becoming in flow state. And then I just talked to myself in a manner that was directly aligned with the person I wanted to become.
Now, have you gained back the trust of the people around you?
Yeah, I have, because they've seen me over time construct the individual and really rehabilitate that person, right? They seen me get better. They seen me change my habits and actions. And that's all it is. You change your habits, you change your mindset, and it changes your life. And that's all it is. And that's what I did. And they seen me do that. And that's what made me want to become a coach. Like they asked me how I changed my life. And I was like, oh yeah, I didn't even know you can pay. I didn't even know like you can charge for this stuff. I just wanted to help them. And I was like, yeah, let me help you. Let me show you what changed my life.
Did you have to go through any training to do the life coach, or did you go right into it?
No, I ran right into it because I knew what saved my life. I knew the habits that I had ultimately changed me into the person who I am now. And that's all I needed. I didn't know training. The only thing I needed to do was really listen to my conscience, really follow down that path of conscious congruency.
What has been the biggest success story as far as other people that you've helped?
Right. So my friend, he came to me. He was dealing with some shit, and with his parents mainly, just this negative stuff all the time. And then I mean his parents would be in tears every single day because of the pain he was causing to him. And I was like, bro, like you really, I was telling them what I use. So I was telling them to like really seek deep within your conscience and and really answer to what it's calling you to do, and stop looking for like that pleasurable, desirable solution to an internal problem. And I was like, man, you really need to run into what's most hardest for you, because he was running away from everything that he was doing wrong. And I was like, no, you can't use comfort for a problem that was caused by comfort. You know, like you have to, like I was compressing him. I was like, no, you're just being selfish. You know, you're in this mindset that's really not aligned to how, you know, you want to be. So I really changed his habits through, I mean, just simple things. So, like, for example, his problem was something with his mom. So I was like, just write your mom like a paragraph or something of how much you love her. And that was one of the most hardest things for him to do, right? But I told him to do that. And that changed everything. I mean, you know, she wrote back to him how much she loved him and everything, and how much she cared for him. And he never even used to say that he loved her. He loved his mom, you know, and some things even simple like that, right? I mean, it's like changes. It's a change for us a lifetime, because that's the problem out here. It's these simple problems that people magnify. You know, it's these common problems like whatever they call depression and anxiety and stuff, but it's just oversimplified and overcomplicated. I mean, the solution to it is just running into the pain instead for avoiding it, because that's what's caused the depression, is pain avoidance. You know, like you keep running away from something in the past, or you don't want to run into something that's might be ailing you in the future. You know, this imaginary evil that you're creating in your mind, but really you just run into it, and ultimately that alleviates that problem because you get massive clarity from it.
You ever run across that person who says they want to change, but they really don't?
Oh yeah, it happens all the time. I mean, especially around New Year's, you know, because everything's going their way and they make these plans and decisions and goals, and they're like, "Oh, I want to change," but the immediate time that motivation runs out and it becomes to where how much discipline you have, then you know they stop. They're not consistent at all, because they were running off of so much motivation. And I mean, they were off from their jobs and everything was good, and everything seemed like it was working. But when everything seemed it wasn't working, when things weren't going their way, they didn't want to do what they needed to do, you know. But that's what I teach all the time, is to perform and do what you're supposed to do no matter how you're feeling, because that's what I do every single day. You know, I mean, I have my 2:40 a.m. wake up. I've had for like 550 days without missing. I do my morning workout. I haven't missed in years. I mean, you know, it's just simple things like that that really build that discipline over time, to where you don't run off of motivation to complete the task and goals you need to do.
When it comes to the physical fitness part of it and then your life coaching part of it, are those separate or do you combine that? How does that work?
No, like I'll have somebody do like I either have a mindset training and nutrition program. I do, you know, it's like we get on a Zoom call every week, and I make like your custom training and nutrition program. And that's the thing. It's like $10 a day. I'm like, bro, you spend $10 at McDonald's every single morning. Like, what the fuck, bro? This is a life changing thing, you know. And then there's this higher level program I have. It's people who are really struggling, you know, people that really need help with their vices and addictions, like I did. It's like 1,500 for 1 month and like 4,000 for 3 months, because that's where we go really in depth. Like I said, the people that really need help, they're struggling with alcohol and all these vices and addictions.
So what is your ultimate goal in are you going to continue to do this or do you have something else in mind?
No, listen, man, this is all I feel like I have to do. I have to serve this world, because I've caused so much pain on my life back then that I only feel obligated to give to everyone else. You know, like all this pain that I once caused before and I once had within myself, it feels like I just have to go out and heal others. You know, I mean, there's things I want to do in life, but don't necessarily do them, because every time I do, I always find myself doing something like this in another form, helping others, you know, pushing my word and everything and my program, because it used to save my life. But that's all I feel like I have to do. And that's all that we all have to do, is to heal ourselves and give that person that we healed to everyone else that's struggling with the same thing, and help them out. Because every time when I think I want to do something else, Like when I get that phone call of somebody who's thinking about suicide and they say I helped them, that's what really realigns me with this, with this purpose. So I just participate in anything that is aligned with helping others and helping myself.
Addict to addict here. I quit drinking and doing all the drugs and everything several years ago. And people say that they forgive you, but sometimes they still hold a resentment. How do you handle that?
I don't even worry about it, dude. Like I know what you're talking about. Like when I got arrested for all that shit, right? Like there's people that still look at me weird, and like I know they're thinking in the back of their mind that, oh man, like this kid, like he thinks he's getting better and he's better, but he's really fucked up. Like this dude, and they have resentment because the person that I did that to, I mean, they knew him, they were family to him. But I'm just like, I don't even care. I'm not validated by the opinion of them. I validate myself with what I do, with my like early wake up, with my workout, with my internal dialogue and my self talk. I have that structured throughout my day to where it raises me at a high frequency and I'm not even succumbed and I don't even fall victim to that any of that shit. Like that's why I have this certain program that I teach. Like I sell me when I sell my program. I don't sell, it's not just a training and nutrition plan. Like it alleviates all that shit that you're talking about because it validates yourself with your habits and actions that you're not validated by anyone else's. And especially them, they're on a low enough level to still hold the resentment and not look past it and put any forgiveness in their hearts. I'm not even gonna fucking side with that. I don't even care then. I'm like, whatever, you do you. I'm gonna just keep winning in life, keep succeeding, and I don't even think about that. Like I just keep pushing forward.
Mhm. Well, I know the hardest thing is out of everything is forgiving yourself. When did you get to that point where you were able to forgive yourself?
Oh, it is. And yeah, I mean, that's when I looked in the mirror and took accountability and I was like truthful and honest. I just accepted it. It's the acceptance that really puts you to that high frequency and allows you to forgive yourself. Because we don't want to, but we realize the law of polarity in life. Like we can't experience the highest of highs if we haven't went through the lowest of lows. So we have to know that the universe put us on that path that we went through ultimately to put us on this journey of success, to use the tools that we used to get from where we was at the bottom to now at the top, because we use those tools and different habits and the mindset change now to go on and help others. And I look at the past as something good because I can tell my story and others can relate and I can get that respect from others to speak. Like, I've been through this, so I can talk like this. So you should listen to me because now I have this mindset and this body and this mind completely aligned to the person I want to become when I used to be worse off than you. Like that's me talking to people so yeah.
Yeah. Well, you talk to counselors and other life coaches, and it's one thing when you get a certificate, you got the book learning on how to help people, but when you meet someone who's actually been through the garbage, and it seems like it's more genuine and you can see eye to eye, you line
Mhm.
up real well. And I would take more advice from somebody who's already been there and done that than somebody that's just taking a course.
Exactly. Like, I'm gonna be honest, I need to get it. I don't even have my any training for certificates or anything. I mean, I have these crazy testimonials, but I don't even have any certificates because I was just so busy on personal development and like not trying to take my life or not trying to really become addicted again to any of this stuff. I wasn't really focused on a certificate. Like I was just trying to heal myself and heal others with what I learned. So yeah, I understand where you're coming from with that. It's just all comes down to the results. Like, I mean, if somebody's been coaching and life coaching and they have results that I'm like, oh, like are valid and they've been down the path like a long time, then I'm like, oh, then yeah, like I don't care what certificates you have. Like the person that I got mentored from never had any crazy certificates. Like I didn't even know he had a certificate, and I just thought he was the best because of what he went through. But yeah.
And so are you planning on having like an office, or are you just doing this online? How do you do this?
Oh yeah, I just do it online. Like I do it with my computer, my phone. I mean, that's where all my works at consist of, And yeah, that's the thing. I'm trying not to be, stuck in an office, like an office building or something. I'm trying to help as many people as I can with just the help of technology, which is crazy now. So that's pretty much all.
Do you have plans of opening a gym?
No, no, not. Oh no, that's. I don't know. I always felt like that was a lot of like random shit to take care of and expenses and stuff. But rather as online, you can just reach. I mean, you can reach plenty of people online. Just as much you could in a gym. You could probably reach more people like that. So
Oh yeah. Well, Zoom, and whatever. What is it? StreamYard. All those are pretty good. You could do anything over that stuff.
oh yeah, and social media like Instagram and all that. That's where I'm at. Is Instagram. Like I post. I never miss a story post or anything on there because I just bring so much value and there's so much people. There's like infinite people to reach. It feels like.
Mm. So, what is your website?
It's kimblefit.com.
All right, and
Yeah.
you only on Instagram, or do you have other social media sites?
No, I'm just only on. I'm on Instagram like 24/7. It's just Kimble_fit.
Uh,
Yeah.
living life on Instagram, huh?
Yeah, literally. Yeah, I just showcase everything on there, like everything.
If people wanted to get testimonials, do you have those?
Yeah, I got them on my website. Yeah, my website, and I post them on my stories sometimes on Instagram. Like I post the picture testimonials, like the before and afters on my Instagram, and like the word testimonials of people writing to me. That's on my website. Yeah.
Awesome. Man, I will put all of those links in the description so it make it easy for folks to find you. But do you have any parting words before we finish the show?
I mean, yeah, I just like something that I would like to drop is just I have this quote on my website. If you ever feel like no one to get up and do something worthy of feeling like someone, and the thing is, telling quotes like this, like tying these tangible words together, I mean, that's not even needed, to sound fancy. It's just getting up every day and giving to others everything that you want to receive within yourself. So, like, if somebody's extremely down and depressed and everything, like I tell them to stop worrying about their fucking self and actually go out and help somebody else with their problems. Because your problem is so basic and common, but you magnify it to where you think you're the only person out there that's dealing with it. But if you actually go out and help others with theirs, you'll see number one that that's not the case, and you'll see number two that your actual solution to the problem is to help somebody else out with theirs.
Very wise advice, man. Thank you so much, John,
Yeah.
for coming on the show. I also want to thank all you folks out there. If you are new to the channel, well, I hope you'll come back. Hit that subscribe button. For my regulars, you guys are awesome because you make it possible for me to do this. And until the next one, everyone, please take care. Be kind to one another. God bless and peace.
We hope you enjoyed this episode of Listen to the Vibes. You can catch us on Buzzsprout or wherever you listen to your favorite podcasts, and on YouTube. Follow us on Facebook at The Vibes Broadcast Network